Hey everybody, welcome back to Ogre Speed Shop. So we have an interesting couple jobs ahead of us here, and they're similar, but on two different cars. So what am I talking about? So for one, the Mustang here, when we get in it, turn the key on, listen to this. You hear that? That's a blend door for the AC. So we got to figure out what's going on with that. The AC still blows cold and it's going through the vents it needs to, but you know, we got winter coming up pretty soon, so we're gonna need to get this thing figured out to where it's not blowing cold air in the wintertime. The number two issue is I think we have a blend door issue on the Camaro as well, because the AC is fine, it blows cold, but it's not blowing cold through the vents. So I think the switch, I don't have the keys for this one out here. So I think the switch for the heat control isn't closing it off because it's not getting cold. It goes down a little bit, but it's not cooling the entire car. It's not even like totally miserable to drive it, but it's not getting down to below what it was before. And I already checked the pressure levels of the AC by putting the gauges on, and it's equalized properly, so it's not the AC itself or the charge. So it's something in the switching or the blend doors. So we got two cars that have similar problems that we got to fix. So let's get into it. This is my first time tearing one of these apart. It does not look fun. A lot of crap underneath here. So we'll see if we can figure out which blend door ain't working. Looks like most of it's just plastic. Yep, it is. It's just plastic that pops off. But we'll figure it out as we go. That just looks like it just disconnects under the edge, just unscrews. So we remove that. Maybe we can just see it right there. Let me get a light. I don't know how much will be to see under here, or if you're even seeing anything at all. But let's turn the key on and see. That's something over here. Oh, looks like there's a blend door right there, a blend door actuator right there. Now, is that the right one? No, you're doing it. So there's like two right in that area right there. So it might be those issues right there. I don't know. No, it ain't doing it. Let's hope it's just an actuator and not an actual blend door that's broken. No, it ain't clicking. We gotta give it some time so we can come back to it. How much of that did we actually get? All right, we're gonna start this off by pulling the face off of the radio and climate controls here. I think it just pops off. Yeah. Using plastic pry bars just so I don't mar anything or break anything. Just take your time and shouldn't have any issues. Does this need to come out first? Maybe it does. Maybe we gotta get this center console piece out first. Shifter off. Shifter ball. All right, let's see if this pops out now. Is there any screws? Doesn't look like it. It's crazy how everything just pops out of these things now, not even screwed in anymore. Yeah, there's screws down there. All right, so we got some 7 mils down there. But that right there is one of the reasons why you don't want to rush it too much and take a chance of breaking tabs or anything off of these things. So the way I've learned to work on cars is just to get in there and do it. So this is a new learning experience for me because I have never taken one of these apart. This is only, wow, this is pretty simple. There's one plug on this thing. It controls all that, the radio, the climate control, everything. One plug. Little tiny 4-pin? Yeah, there's only 4 pins there. That's insane. How does 4 pins control all that? I don't know. Alright, so now I want to see. I might have to plug that back in, be a test and listen to these actuators, but definitely something's coming up in this area here. So I'm going to remove the radio now and see what we find that way. There's a control module, something underneath here. And that's going to be annoying. Let's take the key out. These are all 7mm too. This also lets me know what my wife wants to get a... Oh no. See, now I'm talking and I lost a screw. I'll find it. I'm supposed to get like a CarPlay for this thing, so... This is pretty insane how easy all this stuff comes apart. Alright, now I gotta see if I can find that screw. I don't know. Oh well, we'll find it later. Alright, key. Let's see if we can hear or see where this blend door actuator's at. Now I see one over there. What the hell? Okay, pulling the CD player out. Plug the antenna. There's like nothing there other than a freaking CD player. It's pretty crazy. Okay, so now what do we have? Oh yeah, I found the screw. How the heck I got all the way back here? I don't know, but hey, I found it. But anyways, all right, let's try this again. It's over there. Gears. I can't see the keys. I put the keys at. How did I lose the keys? Set the radio on. What the heck? How did I lose the keys? This is just weird. I didn't even get out of the car. How did I lose the keys? I'll be back. I found them. They were down by the track right there, blending in with the blackness. So I do see potential problem up in there. I see an actuator way up inside there. Let's see if that's the one, because that's the one I can see. So see if that's the one that's making the noise. Actually, let me bring you guys in so I can show you. So if you look way up inside, if you'll just focus on it, is the problem. Look way up inside there, little tiny white spot. Right up in there is a gear. So we're gonna check that and see if that's what's grinding and not moving. So, trying to get in here so we can both see. Oh great, does this need to be plugged in maybe? All right, let's try it again. The actuator's moving. This thing just won't focus on that here, so I gotta watch it off camera. All right, I think I found the culprit. If you see, I unplugged that one right there. And now, when it goes through its cycle, it doesn't do the clicking anymore. Earlier I was feeling them, see nothing. So let me plug that back in, see if it comes back. If it does, that means we got a bad actuator right there. Hopefully it's the actuator, not the blend door. All right, we got it plugged back in. See what happens when we cycle through it. Let's see if this one is the one making the noise. I was feeling for it earlier and I felt that one making, or like bumping. You could feel it when you had your hand on it. So if it comes back, I think we may have found our culprit. Should be right now. Yep. You can feel it on that one, so. Got a bad actuator. All right, so it shouldn't be too hard to repair. I can actually put all this stuff back together now. I can get to it from through here, through the glove box. Looks like it'd be pretty easy, like 2 screws. So, oh, I just slipped and almost fell out of the car. But anyways, we figured out the problem on that one. Since we know that which module it is, it's that one up in there. I went ahead and put everything back together for the dash and everything, so everything's back together, so it's drivable. The only thing that's not in here is the glove box. I'll leave that out until I get the part. So now you can move on to the Camaro and see if we can figure out what's wrong with it. All right, we got the Camaro in the shop now, and this is a little different story. So right now, for whatever reason, and this was doing this before when I was driving, but usually it starts out fine. We don't even have power to the power windows or the radio right now. They'll probably call me a liar, but so now I'm thinking we got some ground issues, which might be causing this whole thing too. So the AC didn't start up until after I pulled the front end off. If you remember my last video on the Camaro, I pulled the front end off to look for that rat, and now the AC isn't working. So I don't know, I might start underneath the hood, because I did pressure wash, so maybe I got some water in something, but I shouldn't have. I didn't pressure wash near anything vital. So, I don't know. It's one of those things, it's you never know what you're going to find, but we got to check relays and fuses and all kinds of stuff to see if we can get stuff start working again. No, we're not going anywhere. All right, so I found a first problem with the windows and the radio, is this is the circuit for the windows. I got the circuit breaker out. It's down here someplace underneath that, right there. But if you got power on, see the keys on, but no 12 volt on either side of that. And also no 12 volt to the radio fuse. It doesn't light up. So I might try a jumper to the windows just to see if I can make them work. All right, so I started going into schematics on this thing. As you can see, the body control module, see that dark blue wire coming out of that goes to the radio fuse and the window circuit fuse. So I think the next thing we gotta check is that body control module. And that's under the, I think it's over by the blower motor on the passenger side under the panel. So we're gonna look at that next. We don't have steering wheel controls, so we don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I think we're gonna look at next and see if that came unplugged or the wire popped out or what. But yeah, we're just losing power from that right there, so we're not getting it to these. So let's check into that now. So if you're wondering what I use to get those schematics, it's this thing called Carmen. It's an app. Now it's free, but it has ads on it. So you can go in there and you pick from any car pretty much. Chevy, I'm not sponsored by this, by the way. Camaro, 2000. And it gives you all these options of different schematics. So you click on one, body control system, which we just played around with, body control module, and it'll bring up a schematic. Now this is where it gets kind of crappy, but it's still good. You have to watch ads. So now if I go back, if it'll let me. So once that arrow comes up, you can go back. But you gotta watch a commercial. You gotta watch an ad. And that's a really annoying one. I'm not gonna listen to it. But the way I do it, I just close it out completely and kind of start over. Only on the long ads though. So you can go back in and do the same thing. So it's a pretty neat little app. So that's Carmen. Right there. So works pretty good. All right, so I got the dogs out here now because he's afraid of the wind. So he's hiding out in here with me. But right there's the body control module. It's inside the glove box here. And in order to drop it down, you have to remove the panel underneath here. This allows you to see it at least. So it's that little module right here. And it drops down out. It's not held in by anything but a little clip right here. So it should be easy to get out and figure out if that blue wire's got continuity over there to it or not. So interesting enough, this clip here wasn't all the way in, but that has nothing to do with that. This blue wire over here is the one we're looking for. So I'm gonna pull that plug, check continuity on it. What are you doing, Bit? You hunting mice back there? Yes, I know we've had mice in here. Is that the screwdriver? Oh, there's a screwdriver over there. I was looking for that earlier. But anyways, so yeah, we gotta get this unplugged right here so we can test continuity, because those are the power wires coming out of the body control module that go to the fuse box right there. All right, so we got the continuity checker set up here. See if we get any reading. You should hear a beep. It's a little loud right now because it's windy out too, so I'm gonna check. Look at that, so the wire is good. So I wonder what is happening. All right, so we found some problem. Not sure exactly what I did find. But as you see, the radio turned on and the power windows are working now. So maybe that being not fully plugged in was causing that. Maybe just reseating the plugs. So, yeah. Maybe I'll actually be able to listen to the radio now when I drive, because it kept shutting off on me. So maybe that's all it was just a loose plug. Still hasn't fixed our AC problem though, so we gotta dig into that a little bit more. All right, so I got the car running right now, and it's on hot. And the temperature ain't going up, it ain't going down, but the air coming out is feeling cold, so it's not, that switch right there is not working right. So we're not getting cold or hot. So somewhere stuck in between, I think. So I gotta figure out which one that controls, and then so I already got everything torn apart underneath there. It should be easy to find, hopefully. So that'll be the next thing. I think I'll wait till tomorrow because we're gonna get the dogs in the house, settle in for the night. All right, so the next thing we're gonna do here, try to figure out what's not working. Well, you know this switch ain't working. So is it the controller? I can't remember, is that the vacuum actuated one or not? I don't know, this might be the vacuum actuated one, but we're gonna tear that off of there, look at the connections behind it, and make sure those are all working right, and then go from there. This is just held in with 2 7mm bolts, screws, whatever you want to call them. Trying to do this with one hand so y'all can see, but I'll probably put the phone down at some point. Pull that out, see what we got. Hey, look at that. The cable came disconnected. If you can see that or not, let me put the light down in there. See the cable? That's what controls it. And it popped loose. So let's get that reconnected and see if that'll fix the problem. It should. All right, I got that cable hooked back up now. Just gotta reattach everything. We should be able to feel the cold air now. I like simple repairs like that. So we just had a plug unplugged and a cable that came loose. And I got a screw in it this time. I don't know if it backed out or whatever, or if I just put it in there, but the screw there, holding that cable in now. So it should work, and it was right about there. So that would explain why it was cold but not hot. So, or chilly, but not cold and not hot. So right somewhere in the middle there. But now we can close the whole blend door. So we're good. Let's get this thing all reattached. All right, had it running for less than 5 minutes now. Look at that. It's already gone 10 degrees colder than it was earlier. So I should get down into the green mark eventually. I got the doors wide open, but it's down inside the vent. So it's usually reading right around that green mark, which is 40 degrees, I think. But now I can't read crap anymore without my glasses, so. But yes, we have full cold air now coming out. So everything's working again. All because the cable came loose on that and the plug was unplugged over there. But yeah, we have music now too. Let's hope that stays normal, stays plugged in. That runs the windows and the radio. So I don't know, that one plug right there, like a control wires or something, wasn't fully seated, but unplugging everything and seating it back in there seems to have done the trick. But driving it will be the ultimate test. But yeah, we should be good to go. Got cold air now. All right, so we got that box tied back up in there. Just got one more panel to put on there. If you see here, since we don't have the duck anymore, unfortunately, the fortunate part is we get to hang out with the dogs now, so they can be out here while I'm working. But this is what they do. They just lay and sleep. They're not much for supervising or helping like the duck was. You see Rock's just dead asleep. Now we got that panel back up on there, and if you're new, there's two plastic clips, one right there. Yeah, let me focus. The plastic clip right there that holds it in. I can't see it. So right here, plastic clip, and back here is a metal clip that goes around that little thing right there. So that's it for that side. I gotta put that side back together. That's just as easy. All right, so we got this side all back together now too. Just gotta put the mat back in. My son put those in. They're kind of cool. Little accent red on there or whatever it is. But so yeah, should have our climate control back now. Should have radio and door windows that work properly now. Yeah, maybe I'll vacuum this out while I'm in here. But yeah, that does it for the Camaro. So I just gotta wait on the part for the Mustang so we can replace that actuator for the blend door. And once we get that in, we'll get into that and get her fixed. All right, just got back from a test drive, and as you can see, it is kicking out air about 48 degrees, which is perfect. It feels nice in here. It's 95 degrees outside right now, and I can't even feel it. It's nice and cool in here. The dogs are enjoying it, two of them anyways, Bit and Rocket. Ella's out there in the yard. She didn't want to get in the car, so she didn't go for the test drive around the block. That's working good. Unfortunately, the radio shut off again. It's back on now, but I'm beginning to think maybe the body control module, the BCM, might be going bad, or maybe the connection. I need to check the connections again to make sure that doesn't lose power anymore. But it only loses the temper or the switch power. It doesn't lose main power, so the memory stays. But you know, one of those things. You know, sometimes the windows don't work, but they're working right now. But it did shut off when I was driving. But something I have to look into again. Ain't no big deal. We know where it's at and how to get to it. So we'll have to check that later. But might need a new one of those, or just check the wiring to it again. But AC is working. That's the main thing. I just want the AC working again because it sucks right now. It's hot. So it's nice to be able to drive it again with the cool AC. So we're good on the Camaro for now. Still got to check on that, why it's losing power to the radio and whatnot through the BCM. But we'll figure it out later. All right, so we got the AC working back on the Camaro. Still having an intermittent issue with the body control module, the BCM on it. But overall, we figured out that it's coming from that. We're getting the wires from it to the power isn't the problem. So it's definitely something in the BCM or something before that. And also the Mustang, we know that it has a bad blend door actuator. So we got two things figured out. I'm gonna make a full video of replacing that blend door actuator on the Mustang when that comes in. I'll do some more troubleshooting on the Camaro, see if I can, narrow that down a little bit. But so yeah, so we figured out what the problems are, and now we just gotta fix them. That's gonna do it for this video on the multi-car similar issue problem troubleshooting and fixes. So we got the AC work on the Camaro, which is great. So I can start driving that again in this hot weather. And we know what's wrong with the Mustang, but it's still blowing cold, so I'm not too worried about it right now. Just gotta wait and get the part, which ain't a big deal. So once we get the part for that, then we'll do a quick video on how to install that. And we'll still continue to troubleshoot on the Camaro as far as that losing power to the radio and the windows. So I think it is in the BCM. Maybe I'll go to the junkyard and grab another one and see if that'll fix the problem. And but other than that, if you like this video, leave a like down there, leave me a comment, let me know what I can do better, and subscribe while you're at it. What the heck, it's free, and it helps me out on the channel. So for everybody who's been here this long, I appreciate you being here. So until next time, I will see y'all later.